Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily, and it's just so nice to see your lovely face on this day that ends in Y. I'm here with something a little bit different than usual, though not completely out of my wheelhouse. I've talked before about different tools for learning how to play guitar and growing. After all, I do feel like if you're not getting better, you're probably getting worse. And that brings me to Fret Zealot. I've never seen anything like Fret Zealot on guitar, but have you ever seen those little Casio keyboards where the keys light up when you're supposed to play them? This is a very similar kind of deal, except it's on a fretboard. So Fret Zealot sent me this guitar with this already installed, but I'll show you the packaging at the end of the video because I know you want to get into it. But essentially it's an adhesive that sticks to your fretboard. There's this little clip at the top. You just use a capo. And then there's a little box that's rechargeable. The battery seems to last a pretty long while, but it's just a little USB plug, so it's easy to find a charge. And it just kind of works. It lights up. It's really neat that somebody actually went in, looked at a bunch of these tutorial videos that they have on their website, and programmed this to light up. Then that gets sent via my tablet, iPhone, computer, via Bluetooth into the fretboard. It's really neat. The one thing I do want to say is if you want to play out, this will have to stay on the guitar. It's not made to be taken off and reapplied. So I recommend getting maybe a more affordable entry-level guitar and putting this on that versus putting it on one of your nicer guitars and then just taking it off for a show. But let's get into it. Let's take a look at the website. Hey, I'm down here now. This is the website. You can't quite see them right now. There are some sorting options. Let me move that over. So you can sort by style, decade, difficulty, and there are a bunch of songs. There are also a bunch of courses. 30-day beginner challenge, theory, player studies, like for Eric Clapton, and I believe there are some specific song ones, unlocking Cage, beginner blues. There's a lot of stuff in here, a lot of educational stuff beyond just the songs. There are many different instructors, which is really cool because then you can, if you don't like one instructor, if that style doesn't resonate with you, it's really easy to find another one. So let's take a look at the songs and let's pick a song to learn together. Though I'll probably have to fast forward through a lot of the song stuff. I hope you understand. I see Purple Rain in there and I'm not going to touch it because I'm sure that he and I play it differently. And that's just going to mess with me. Let's go with difficulty. I'm going to go with intermediate. I don't really want to go with beginner or basic because I feel like that might be boring for me. Let's go with Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. So as you can see, I'm not connected. So I just have to hit connect over here, go to paired, pair it, I'm connected. I did have a little bit of trouble with that earlier today, but I hadn't used it in a little bit, like a week. So I just had to go in, remove, forget the device and then relearn the device. So this is what it looks like. You see the tags that applies to it. You can see after I hit play, you can change the speeds, which is helpful on some of the tutorials, not necessarily the Your Guitar Academy ones, which I'm pretty sure this is. And you can save them, you can share them, have some information down there. It's pretty neat. I'm going to go ahead and make my screen big again because what you want to see, I'm sure, is the guitar. This is just like watching a YouTube video. The only thing I don't like about it is that you can't hit the arrow keys to go forwards and backwards 5 or 10 seconds. I would prefer being able to do that, but that's a very minor inconvenience. So let's get into this Watermelon Sugar study.
Mark from Your Guitar Academy here.
Your Guitar Academy.
Today we're going to be looking at a very popular track called Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. So the main part of this track is the funky rhythm that is going on throughout the majority of the track.
Sliding up. Look at that. Nice. It's amazing. Somebody literally went through and time-stamped every single note, that these instructors play and programmed it into this. That's stuff.
All the chords.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
The first chord that we're going to be catching is a D minor 7. So it's
All of the lights seem to be for different fingers. So the blue is the bar, and then I believe green is going to be the middle finger, and then it looks like my ring finger is going to be yellow.
To catch this chord, what we're going to want to do is bar the 5th fret up until the A string, put our ring finger, our 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the D string, keep that bar open, well, not open, but keep the bar down on the G string on the 5th fret, and then we're going to put our 2nd finger, our middle finger,
It's really neat.
the 6th fret of the B string. This is what gives us a D minor 7 chord. You might be more familiar with this shape, which is just a D minor chord in the A minor shape position.
And then purple is pinky. So not only does it show you like where everything is, there's an indication of which finger you're recommended to use. And might see a little red dot up here. That means you're not playing that one. Pretty intuitive.
If you
I do want to say that this is much more visual than just looking at an instructor's fingers in a YouTube video. I haven't really thought about that before because I'm so used to just looking at somebody's fingers like while they're playing and like thinking about it. Yeah, just to be able to see where everything gets placed though, especially for beginners, I can imagine that's extremely helpful.
ring finger.
Whoever played the guitar part on this didn't like their pinky, I guess. I'm kidding.
So once you've got those chords down, let's move on to putting this funky rhythmic groove into it to make the song come to life.
I like that because this is very easy on its own. I mean, I think for any intermediate player, this is going to be pretty easy.
So I'm
And this is kind of where the Fret Zealot software is a little bit less helpful and more reliant on the teaching. And this is kind of why I say that some teachers just outperform others or some classes just outperform others. Because some will actually walk you through beyond like, here's the notes, have fun. So... not too hard. Let's get forward to some lead stuff. I'm pretty sure he does get some lead stuff.
funky rhythm.
Mm,
So
good ear.
this is all based within the same key of the track, so this D minor feel. So we're going to start on this 5th fret of the A string, which is, and we're going to play 5. The frets that we're using here are 5, 8 with your pinky, 7 with your 3rd finger.
And that's where the lighting up was helpful because naturally you see a note and I just put my ring finger down, but then I realized it was blue. It was not supposed to be. It was supposed to be the 1st finger.
We're going to repeat that exact phrase again.
I will say it's just staying lit up for all 3 of those notes at the same time when you're playing them one at a time. And some of these lessons seem to be programmed differently.
We get this little pattern here. So that's all you need for that riff. But let me play the riff through one more time. time, just give you a sense of how it falls together.
Hey, nice. Hey,
You have it.
that's actually pretty cool. I liked learning that way. The other thing that would be helpful is that if at the very end, or there was another option to literally loop just the song with everything lighting up, I think that would be really helpful. But let's take a look and try to find a different instructor. Maybe something lead. Let's see. This is obviously a different instructor, and this is a 4-minute lesson, so that could be a good one to do. And the page looks very different, doesn't it? Huh. There's a tab on this one. I wonder if I'll like that. Okay. Let's see what happens. What I literally don't understand is it's lighting up red all the way down this time, and the other times it was lit up only at the top. So that's different. You can't see the tab on the screen at this point.
It's nice and slow with the tab.
If you make these kinds of videos, I am imploring you, please stop putting the tab at the very bottom. Whenever it gets paused, the tab just gets completely covered up. Please put it at the top, because that never gets covered up from pauses. Though I have it lit up so it's not as big of a deal. And as I pause it, it's paused on exactly the thing I was on, so. And then the A chord. So that didn't light up consistently. I don't know why. Maybe it was supposed to. Maybe I have a dead LED or something. Okay. That's one where I'm not sure why you'd play it that way. So he's having it as 2, 4, 2, 5. Yeah. This is the thing where I'm really saying mileage is going to vary by the instructor, by their style, by how it's all getting lit up. Like this is all lit up, all up and down, which, you know, is a very strong visual indication. But yeah, it's different than the last time. And I think that's just going to be kind of common. I'm going to come back in just a second for my final thoughts. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Yes, I have changed clothes. This is actually the next day. It's a long story, but I'm here because I want to give my final thoughts. But first I want to show you the Fret Zealot packaging and kind of what it looks like. This is the packaging. Yes, it's shaped like a fretboard. It has a fretboard on it. You open that up. Very pretty. Nice nod to the colors, I think, personally. You have some links to instructions, including how to install it. And that's what it looks like. As you can see, it doesn't take up the whole fretboard. You might have been able to tell that from the previous video. After all, you could still see the inlays on the guitar. And you just peel and stick it on. There is some stuff that I am making a mess of, but you have your cable in here. You have your little battery pack and Bluetooth connector in here. And then there's the capo that all comes with, and looks like something else that I'm just not quite sure what it is. So that's the gist of what it looks like. Again, it's not made to go on multiple guitars. It's kind of a one and done thing, which, you know, I think is fine. You probably just have your practice guitar, or if it's your only guitar, you know, it's so unintrusive that it wouldn't be a big deal to play it live at all. I personally wouldn't mind it. I couldn't even feel it, truth be told. But let's talk about how I felt about learning guitar via lights. I was a skeptic. I really was. I wasn't sure how helpful that would be. But then it kind of clicked while I was going through it. Like, if you're a beginner, those lights are fantastic, because like looking at numbers on a tab or looking at someone's hands on a screen or listening to the instructions, that's a lot to take in. And it takes a while to get to that level of comfort where you're able to just hear those instructions or see them on a page and apply them to your own playing. So that's actually great. I'm really impressed by it. If you're a beginner or even up to like the intermediate level, I think it could be really, really helpful for you. And if you're afraid of like installing this on your own guitar, or you want a very affordable option to have this already installed, they sell Fret Zealot pre-installed on a litany of guitars. There are a lot of Yamaha Pacificas on here, some Epiphone SGs, some Epiphone Les Pauls, and some of these, like the Epiphone SG Special VE, the guitar comes down to like $200. So that's about the fair price for that guitar anyway. So they're not really upcharging you for the installation. At the same time, you're not really saving money from like some warehouse deal, but the convenience of having it already installed, that's going to save you a little bit of time and a little bit of stress if you're just not sure about like sticking it on yourself. I've been assured it's easy, but again, I didn't do it. So there you go. As for the courses, I feel like a broken record at this point. The songs, I should say. The instructors are very different, but there are instructors on there that I like their instruction anyway. Like, for example, if we go to country under genre, which I look up a lot of country songs on YouTube. It looks like there's this stuff from the Monarch cast. That's a new show on Fox. Your Guitar Academy. Six String Country. I've taken a lot of lessons from them online. It's really cool that you get to enjoy their content on this via Fret Zealot. So this is all like a paid subscription to do this part. But there is a lot of stuff here. I don't have a count on the songs. I'm assuming they're adding them all the time. I don't think you're going to struggle to find songs that you're going to enjoy playing. Songs that are going to impress people in your family at gatherings, campfires, or even in a cover band. Resources like this are great for cover bands. I do a lot of cover songs myself, and I'm a big fan of tools like this because, you know, people say, oh, you should learn by ear. And yeah, you know what? You should. You should learn by ear when you have time. If you have, again, like a month to learn 15 to 25 songs, you don't have a lot of time. So you're really going to rely heavily on tools like Fret Zealot. Again, I was a skeptic, but I I think it's a really cool tool, and I would recommend it to people who are learning guitar. There are, obviously a lot of other options out there for learning. This is visual in a way I haven't seen before, and it was a lot more intuitive than I expected, and just like the technology of it, quite impressive. So hats off to Fret Zealot. Again, they did sponsor this video, so take with that what you will. I'm not afraid to give honest opinions of things. Again, there are a few things I think they could improve on. I think the instructors vary a little bit. Their sorting can be a little bit fickle, and they are aware, and they're working on that. So what else is kind of weird about it? Oh yeah, I had some connectivity problems for my computer. I think that's just part of my computer. I'm using a desktop with a USB Bluetooth adapter in it, and that's kind of buggy. I was having trouble getting it to connect to the website, but I just disconnected it from the computer entirely, reconnected it to the computer, and then it worked again. So it was just basic turn it off and turn it back on kind of fix. So there you go. Yeah. So for all of you out there, thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.